Hey everyone, so we are back with part 2 of my look with Annie, and this is kind of an eye focused look. I posted this on Instagram and my Instagram is at Hindash. A lot of you kept asking me when this look is going to go up and I'm so excited to finally share it. Now again, with this look I had no idea what I was doing and I kind of didn't like it halfway, but I think I thought, okay, I don't like it, so let me just add to it and kind of go crazy. And I ended up loving it. It's kind of a 90s flame inspired look is how I would think of it. Alright, so if you want to see how I created this 90s flame eye look that's kind of extreme and dramatic, then please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye. Alright, so I'm going to be starting off with a bare eye and I'm going to be priming it with a cream base. Now I always love to do this before I go in with eyeshadows because I feel like it just sticks on and it makes everything so vibrant and evens things out. And I'm going to be using the Nude Sticks Magnetic Matte Eye Color in the shade Desert Sun. Now this is a very soft yellow, cream beige color. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a very, very warm undertone. And it's going to really neutralize everything and give us that extra warmth because we are going for a fiery look. So I'm going to be blending that with a synthetic brush. You can use whatever you want. And after I've done that all over the lid, I'm going to be taking another Nude Sticks Magnetic Matte Eye Color in the shade Isla. Isla? And this is a very warm orange color and I'm going to be putting that on the outer corner, kind of like I'm doing a liner, but bringing it into the crease just a tiny bit. So kind of an outer V shape. And then I'm going to take that same brush to blend everything out and I'm going to be buffing out the edges very lightly. Now don't worry if things aren't completely smooth here, you just want to have that base underneath for that color on top, which is going to be the powder shadows. So just blend until you're happy with the outcome and wing it out. And then I'm going to be intensifying that with my final cream color, and this is the Fenty Beauty Flypencil in the shade Cherry Punk, which is a beautiful bright red. And I'm going to be doing kind of a traditional liner with this, but only on the outer corner. So I'm not going to go in all the way, I'm going to kind of stop halfway. And then after I've winged that out, I'm just going to be connecting it and making it a bit more smooth. And with that, I'm going to be taking a brush and kind of working everything in so that we get a nice even layer. And just perfect that line and smudge it out. Now, as I'm doing this, you don't need to make it completely crisp and smooth because I am going to be going over it with shadows. I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do at this point, so I thought it was going to be a clean line. But when you're doing this, you don't have to be super precise because you are going to smudge it out. So right now, I'm just going to be connecting the liner as she's looking straight ahead because then you can see the shape and the outcome much more better when you're looking straight ahead. And then going back to the first cream shadow that I use, I'm going to be putting it on the lower lash line just to neutralize everything and blend it out. And then for my first shadow, I'm going to be taking this kind of neutral brown color, which is on the lighter side, and I'm just going to be blending out where I've put that orange. And this is kind of going to act as a transition shade, and I'm going to be bringing it into the brow bone as well, and on the lower lash line, just to blend everything out and give us more dimension and depth. Then I'm going in with a cream and just patting it on the lid to brighten everything. Now I'm going to be taking a red eyeshadow and I'm going to be smudging that over the red liner that I did. And this is kind of the point where I tell you that it didn't matter if you were super precise because you are going to be smudging it in. And I'm going to be taking that red into the crease and kind of making a sharp but diffused line. So I don't want it completely blended out, but I want it to follow that red liner that I did and go into the crease. Kind of like a cut crease, but more diffused. Then I'm going over it with a burnt orange shade and I'm going to be smudging that in and kind of going further into the eye socket and over the red so that we get a really nice diffused color. So the aim here is to kind of get a gradual color that goes from black to red to orange to kind of fading into this soft orangey warm color. And then taking a fluffy brush, I'm going to be blending all the edges so that they're nice and blended and diffused. For my liquid liner, I'm going to be taking the Fenty Beauty Flyliner and I'm going to be kind of tracing the same shape that I'm doing with the red, but on a much thinner level. So we are going to cover some of that red. It will seem that I'm covering a lot of that red, but it will peek through once I smudge everything out. So kind of trace along the red that you've done, starting from the base, and keeping everything sharp and winged out. Now again, don't be too worried if you're not too precise here. As you can tell, I'm kind of winging it and going in very like random strokes because I'm going to be smudging that and blending everything in with a black shadow. So again, kind of connecting everything in, and I am taking that liner into a V into the crease, but not all the way in, just on the outer corner in the shape that you see. And now before I go in with the black, I'm kind of taking a very dark burgundy brown color and smudging that over the black. And this is going to create such an interesting effect. It's going to create so much depth because it is going to be going very gradual from black to red to orange. So just take your time blending this, and you don't need to dip in too many times. Just let the shadow do its work. And look straight ahead to see if you're missing any gaps, and if you do, then fill them in, which is what I'm doing here. I'm going to be taking an eyeliner brush and I'm going to be dipping it into a black eyeshadow. This is MAC Carbon, and I'm going to be kind of smudging everything out, and this really works beautifully with an eyeliner brush. I don't think I've really done this before, but I love it. Now I'm going to be repeating the colors on the lower lash line, but focusing that on the outer corner. So going in with the burnt orange and then eventually the red, and taking that same smudger brush where I've had the dark burgundy, I'm going to be kind of focusing that on the outer corner and eventually the black. And after that, I'm going to be going in with my eyeliner just to kind of smudge that out to kind of mimic the intensity on top. And then smudging everything in with the dark black shadow. So basically repeat the steps that you did on top, but on kind of the outer corner of the lower lashes, the outer part of the lower lashes. Now I want to wing it out to match the top wing. So we are going to have a lower wing that extends out. And I'm doing that with the tiny liner brush as well. And I'm doing a tiny wing and kind of building up on it and going. Is that a wing? No, that's not a wing. That's an inner corner. So I am building up on it and extending it out. I don't mind if this gets dramatic. That's the whole point. And taking that liner brush again with the black powder shadow and going over everything. And this is going to create such a nice diffused, super matte look, which we want. And then kind of just wiggle that in until you're happy with the shape. I'm going to clean up with a bit of a Q-tip. That also really helps. Just clean up any of the fallout that has been done, and I'm adding a couple of dots of concealer underneath the eye to brighten and clean everything and kind of lift that area and tie everything in together. Next, I'm going to be doing mascara. You can use any mascara you want. I am using the Laura Mercier Caviar Volume Panoramic Mascara. And then I'm going to finish off the brows with the Nude Sticks Eyebrow Stylus Pencil and Gel in the shade Brown Black. Now this is perfect because it's very foolproof. I don't want an intense brow. I kind of just want to go over everything and keep the brow look very feathered and just barely filled in. And that kind of did it for me. So again, nothing too precise because the eyes are super dramatic. And then brushing the gel through the brows to keep them in place and keep them nice and set. And that is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this very dramatic, very intense, but super cool 90s flame inspired eyeliner. It's very edgy. I kind of didn't want to do lashes so that it doesn't look too overboard and intense, but I love it. It's one of my favorite eye looks that I've done because I kind of wasn't planning it and I was just, I just let go. So if you guys want to see more of my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let me know what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my Instagram, which is @Hindash, and that way you'll get to see whatever is coming on YouTube beforehand. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.